Hello, my name is Minzy. This is a funeral tie. You might be a bit confused with some of the videos that I've uploaded. I uploaded the Crystal Palace one, my reaction towards it in Dubai, and then my reaction to the one against Arsenal, also in Dubai. But I'm uploading the one that happened against Napoli on the 28th of Jan right now, back home again, and also the one against West Ham back home again. You'll have to forgive the locations, but hey, like I said, just been busy at work, and two, I was on holiday in Dubai. I can do whatever the fuck I want, and how I can, and where I can post these videos, I guess. But anywho, Napoli 2, Chelsea 3. We are through to the last 16 directly now, and we don't have to go through a horrendous qualifier playoff, and we'll now face either Karabag, Monaco, PSG, or Newcastle. I know Newcastle and Karabag are playing each other. It would be nice to go back to Karabag again, get revenge for that away draw 2-2. So it would be nice to play them home and away, but let's see what will happen. I think from our calculations, and there was a lot of calculations that were going on throughout that game, it was either going to be a case of we might play Newcastle in the last 16, followed by Liverpool in the quarterfinals if we bypass them. And then if we bypass Liverpool, it might be Arsenal in the semi-final. I think that's what one Chelsea fan has calculated. So that will be very interesting should things get that far. Whether or not we do get that far is another question. I don't think we will, but let's see. You never know. Before I talk about this video, completely, let's talk about red flags. Number one, don't choose a partner who gaslights you and puts all the blame upon you as a person. If that happens, leave the relationship. Leave it. Just leave it, burn it, ditch it, move out. All right? Because unfortunately, they've already seen that the grass is greener on the other side, supposedly. So leave the situation before you give them the power to leave you. All right? So that's number one red flag. Number two red flag, don't choose someone who's all over the gaff. Posted all over the gaff. And I mean that in any sense of way possible. I mean, that's probably an obvious one. Number three, don't choose a partner who changes the goalposts, all right? If you're very firm with what you want in your lifetime, keep it that way. Keep the goalpost in the ground. Don't fucking move them. If they're trying to remove it and post it in another direction, tell them to fuck off. Because, again, they've decided the grass is greener on the other side. So move on out, all right? Number four, don't trust the government. Just don't. I'm not being gaslit anymore into Chelsea Football Club. They've been ruined because of the government. They got rid of an owner when none of us Chelsea fans wanted the owner removed. All right, so that's why my club are in the mud, because the owners we have, Clear Blue and Blue Lake, Clear Blue, I told you, we're just getting impregnated and fucked upon by these owners, man. Had enough of them. This is why Chelsea are shit, okay? This is why Chelsea are in the mud sometimes, all right? Well, I say sometimes, but probably all the time. But the last red flag, and it's a flag that I didn't really think I was going to say, and I didn't really want to say, is don't go to Naples when it's a match day. Don't. Just don't. I don't know what to say, but I don't think I've ever been to a place where I was that heightened and that scared for my entire lifetime. It's ridiculous. I couldn't wear a Chelsea shirt to an... Although my friend has a pop at me for saying, like, don't wear a Chelsea shirt to an away game. Don't wear a Chelsea shirt to an away game. You're going to be a target. But on this occasion, I didn't need his warning to let me know that wearing a Chelsea shirt is probably not the wisest thing to do. Let me show you a video clip that's been posted all over Instagram. Don't know if you can see that, but look. That was the night before the game. If you can see the blokes there that are being set up upon, they're not wearing club colours. I know it sounds morbid, but I can slightly understand it if they're wearing a Chelsea shirt or something that will say target on my back. Let's go for him. I know no one should be attacked for the shirt they wear or whatever they wear or who they are, the colour of the skin, religious beliefs, whatever. No one should be attacked for what they are wearing or who they are. But like I said, I can slightly understand it if they were wearing club colours. They weren't wearing club colours. They were just got set up on my Napoli ultras. Why? Why can't I go to a game in which I can wear my shirt? You know, and having those 2 Chelsea fans who got sent to hospital for stabbing injuries. Thankfully, you know, touch wood, they've been discharged with non-life-threatening injuries. Wow. Just wow. I didn't think that would happen in a game. Look, I'm naive. I haven't been on Chelsea away days. This is my second one where it's been on Chelsea away days. So I probably have no right to speak, okay? I probably don't have any right to speak on away days and how things are usually done. Maybe I'm just too blind and oblivious and dumb to understand how Chelsea away days usually operate, but for Christ's sake, I just want to go to a game and then come back out of the game alive and not fearing for my safety. You know, this didn't happen to me in Karabakh. Why is it happening in Naples? I don't understand. I don't understand. I couldn't believe that before the game, like I saw on the websites that, you know, the government had advised us to travel with extreme caution. Thanks for that fucking warning, UK government. I really appreciated that. And then having to have the Chelsea club website telling us, like, go to that designated port where, you know, you're supposed to meet up. It took hours because obviously there has to be safety screening, which fine, I appreciate. Get on the bus. They don't go through the Napoli centre. They take you on the outskirts of Napoli and into the stadium to and back. So it's from the designated meeting area at the port, takes you to the stadium, and then from the stadium, it takes you back to that port side again. And they don't go through the city centre for fear of reprisal attacks from the Napoli Ultra, so they take a long arse route around. But I'm not going to complain about that because at the end of the day, if it's for safety, I will take it. I don't care if you take 4 hours to get to the stadium and back. I will still take that than having to fear for my safety. And it's not just the Napoli Ultras that I was fearful of. I was fearful for pickpockets. Somebody actually tried to steal my phone. They put their hands inside my coat pocket after I'd looked away for a couple of seconds but kept my eyes on it. Because I understand in Naples you've been told, look out for pickpockets. So I kept my eyes on that pocket just in case. And I heard a swipe. They swiped it. I turned round and I saw the fella with my phone and I grabbed it off him and I pushed him. Oh, at this point, I'm throwing hands. He's touched me up for no reason. He's stolen something of mine. I'm throwing hands. But then, unfortunately, 5 of his mates intervened. One of them actually struck me on the face when he put his hands across. And unfortunately, 5 versus 1, I'm not going to take that on. All I said was, fuck off, you thieving little cunt. And then I walked across. Everything was a disaster in this trip. Everything. I shouldn't be going to a place where I'm worried about what I'm wearing, and 2, I'm worried about having my possessions swiped of me. You know, it's just... Look, at the end of the day, I don't know what to say anymore. That was genuinely frightening. I've had people messaging me I've had one colleague at work that was calling me saying, please don't go to the game. That's how bad it was. And thank you, Sean, for that. He called me. He called me and said, like, mate, just don't go to the game. Or if you do, don't wear the club shirt. That's how much people were worried for my safety. And I was worried. I was genuinely worried about this game. And look, Naples has got rich history. It's a fabulous historical architectural place. Think Pompeii and all of that stuff. And Napoli as a whole, as a football club, rich in history, rich in culture. I would love to have known more about how they have progressed through the football ages. But look at the stadium name, Diego Armando Maradona. Keep that name as a respectful name, mate. You know what I'm saying? Put some respect on that club. I respect them. They're a fabulous club. They're an absolute fabulous club. And beating them at their yard, considering they haven't lost a single home game up until this point since November 2024, shows how much of a beast, how much of an animal, how much of a monster Napoli are at home. And to be honest, I thought before this game we were going to lose because Chelsea's away form in Italy has been horrendous. I think they've only won twice in Italy. Once against Lazio way back in 2003, once in the San Siro against AC Milan under Graham Potter where we beat them 2-0. Other than that, we've been shit in Italy. We've genuinely been really, really, really shit in Italy. And going into that game, I have to say, oof, some atmosphere. Respect the Napoli fans. You guys provide a thunderous and intimidating atmosphere. I'll give you that much. Good grief. That was some scary shit, I can tell you. But you know what? It was also something that, I was like, wow, this is what you call a European away day adventure. This is what you call a European night. I really did enjoy my experience in the Napoli stadium. And no matter what the result would have been, it would have been just an experience just to be in that historical stadium. But I'm never going to Naples ever again on a match day. Never. Absolutely not. Okay? I'm not having bloody Italian policemen setting their dogs on me. Or pretending to set their dog on me. Like, what am I going to do, bro? Look at me. I'm not going to take on anyone. I'm a gimp. Look at my body structure. I ain't got the facilities to be taking on anyone, never mind a police dog. So why are you pretending to set it on me as if I'm the troublemaker? I just want to go to the game and come back. That's all I wanted to do. I don't know if it was actually set at me or just the people next to me who I was walking to. I don't know, but if you're doing that to scare the shit out of me, you've achieved it. You scared the shit out of me, okay? That dog scared the shit out of me, all right? I'm not taking on a German Shepherd. I'm going to be its iftari meal, okay? I'm going to be its midnight supper. I am not taking that dog on. I will surrender any limb it decides to rip away from me. You know what I'm saying? But Ayo, it is what it is. I survived. Luckily, my limbs are all intact and I've not been penetrated with any sharp utensils from anyone. But it is what it is. Shout out to La Angelique Pizza, by the way. Very historical. So obviously specializes in pizzas. I had to wait 2-3 hours to sit for a table, but believe you and me, it is worth it. I highly recommend you go to that shop. And if anyone dares to put pineapple or ketchup on their pizzas, I will declare war for Italy myself. You do not disrespect their franchise. Absolutely not. I went into that shop and those owners told me I was going to eat a margarita. I didn't even choose. They went, you're eating this, shut up, and that's it. I loved it. I loved the service. Humongous pizza I got given, and it was magnifico. It was brilliant. It genuinely melted my heart. Honestly, go to that restaurant. Honestly, go to that restaurant. You'll love it. You may wait 2, 3 hours, 4 hours even, but I'm telling you, it is worth the wait. It is definitely, definitely worth the wait. On to the game now. It was jeopardy. It was jeopardy for both teams. Not so much for Chelsea because we'd already guaranteed a top 24 finish. It was whether we can guarantee a top 8 finish, really. And we had the hardest fixture of the lot in Napoli away. Like I said, our record in Italy is terrible. It's absolutely atrocious. And Napoli had to win. They had to win to stay in the competition itself, all right? And they hadn't lost a game since November, was it December 2024? Was it November 2024 at that point at home? So they were formidable opponents. And what can I say apart from what a magnificent victory. What a magnificent victory it was for Chelsea, and it was a pleasure to watch that game. Started off with a Chelsea penalty when a free kick was from a good shooting distance was put in, and it was blocked by Juan Jesus. He was adjusted to have handled the ball inside the penalty box. Ref gave a pen. Enzo Fernandez, who I think up until this point has dispatched every single one of his penalties now, as a 100% record for this season, dispatched it wonderfully into the bottom left-hand corner. Beautiful finish, 1-0. But that seemed to really wind up Napoli. They were like, nah, we can't have this shit. We can't have this shit. And we were getting cooked with every single long ball. Fofana, cooked. Cucurella, cooked. Gusto, cooked. Our entire defence was just getting cooked with these long balls. And then Antonio Vergara, he span past Fofana. Almost something that Maradona would have been proud of. He shoots low. Sanchez gets a glove onto it, but it just squirms past him and into the bottom right-hand corner. Deserved equaliser, really. And then shortly before half-time, there was some good play on the left. Oliveira, he cuts the ball back, and again Fofana, who's had an absolute stinker in this half, he misses out on Højlund, who nips in at the near post, and he wraps his foot around it, pings off the inside of the left post, and it goes in 2-1 to Napoli. They've turned it around, and we should have equalised, and João Pedro puts a simple header over the bar, and we thought, well, if he doesn't score that, we're really getting cooked in the second half, really, because we were cooked. That first half, we were absolutely murdered. Absolutely murdered. And at that point, we were checking like who our potential opponents would be in the playoffs. We were looking at Karabakh, Marseille, Monaco, Bodo Glimt. Shout out to Bodo Glimt for making it this far as well, and Karabakh as well. Galatasaray. Obviously, in the end, Marseille didn't qualify. It was Benfica in the end, and outstanding what they did to Real Madrid, with the goalkeeper getting the last-minute goal that took them through on goal difference. Fantastic, fantastic advertisement for the Champions League. I still don't like the format, but fantastic advertisement. That's true jeopardy, and it was really a winner took all in that scenario. But that's who we're thinking, and we're calculating, oh God, what's going to happen next? Second half comes on, we ring the changes. We get an equaliser out of nowhere almost. Cole Palmer, he threads a ball wonderfully to João Pedro. Back turn to goal, he spins, he runs out of the defence, and he absolutely unleashes a thunderbolt, an absolute thunder cunt into the top right-hand corner of the net. It almost reminded me of Didier Drogba, that goal. The way he'd back turn to goal, spin, shoot into the net. It was beautiful. It was, bellissimo, magnifico, fantastico. Is what it was. 2-2. And again, at this point, we weren't in the top 8. We were again looking at who we could be playing, etc. in the playoffs. Then we made it 3-2, and again Cole Palmer with a sublime pass where he bisected 2 defenders, gets through to Pedro Neto, and he absolutely ignores Garnacho. He goes past, is it Brahima? I do apologise for butchering your name, and he whips it into the bottom left-hand corner to make it 3-2 with about 8 or 9 minutes left to go. There was still time, though, for a Napoli equaliser when Garnacho, he loses a ball to Vieira, who passes it on to De Lorenzo. He cuts it back to Lukaku, and literally it could have been any Napoli player. They would have scored that, but thankfully it was Lukaku. And he lives up to his reputation of Lukaka, and he fluffs his line, but it was a good save from Sanchez. It was a very, very, very good save from Sanchez. 3-2 it finished. We're through to the last 16. Like I said, it could be a case where we could be playing Newcastle in the last 16, Liverpool for the quarterfinals potentially, and Arsenal in the semi-finals. That will be one heck of a story. I would love it if we get Liverpool in the quarterfinals. It would mean the world. It would honestly be. It would mean a lot to me. And I think I promised my one of my Japanese mates when I visited Japan last year, Hiro, that I was gonna get a sticker of his beloved Honda that played for Kobe Vissel onto Anfield. He said he'll love me forever if I manage to get that sticker in at Anfield. I hope we play. I hope we. I know we got to play Liverpool in the Premier League as well at Anfield, but I really hope we get to play them in the Champions League. Please, I beg that tie happens. I really do, because I just want to carry out that promise for you, mate. I really do. So let's see what happens. We're through to the Champions League, last 16. Just about I have escaped with my body parts intact. Thanks for hearing me ramble along. I'll now discuss West Ham and Chelsea. Toodaloo.